I love coffee. My go-to order is a hot latte with oat milk. Even on the hottest days, I will refuse to order anything but a steaming hot oat latte. I love oat lattes, but here I am writing the script with an iced Americano in my hand. And that's not the only change I noticed. I used to hate studying, but now, even though I'm on a pass-fail condition, I seem to be studying harder than ever. The longer I stay in Korea, the more habits I change. That made me think, how was I so willing to give up my daily practices so easily? Weren't they based on years of cultural experiences? Was this a good or a bad thing? I wanted to look more into this, so I decided to record my experiences in Korea and observe the effects of changing my cultural environment. For those of you who don't know me, my name is Darren Edijayo. I was born in 2004 and raised in Sydney, Australia, by first generation immigrant parents, both from Indonesia. I moved to Korea for exchange in February, which has been a completely different world to me. As Matsumoto said, culture is a solution to a problem, and these problems are based on one's environment. So, new environment brings new problems, brings new culture for Darren. One of the first problems I experienced was a lack of social connections in this new environment. I noticed this problem with locals as well, where it seemed difficult to make friends with strangers. Back in Australia, everyone seemed highly approachable and easy to talk to, but here it seemed as if it was the opposite. The culture here seemed more reserved in cafes, classrooms, and other public spaces. I was then introduced to university clubs, actual clubs, social events, and other situations where social connections seemed to thrive. The energy in these places seemed to have a drastic contrast with the usual places I visit in Korea. From my experience, I observed that modern Korean culture develops certain situations to be social and reserved, which could be a result of past Confucianist systems. The next problem I experienced was about intrinsic culture. I became more self-conscious about the way I appeared and presented myself. Back at home, the only skincare concerns most Australians emphasized was the use of sunscreen, since Australia has one of the thinnest ozone layers in the world. Outside of this, most people did not care much about their skin's hydration or firmness, myself included. But now it's embedded into my daily routine, and new products are plastered around every second store I see.
Well, hello, welcome to my night skincare routine. Um, I've wanted to do this for a long time now, and this is a good excuse to do it. So, yeah, back in Australia, I only basically use like a cleanser, but and sunscreen. But now, in my nighttime routine, I have a bit of everything. Hold on, I cleanse myself in the shower with this oil cleanser, and then another cleanser. I hope that's how you double cleanse, but you know. And then I use a toner. Usually I use a toner pad, but sometimes I use this thing. I don't even know if it's a toner, but you know what? Yeah. Let's just dab it on there a little. Oh, this is kind of ridiculous. Then I use this, which I found on TikTok, and apparently it hides your dark spots. So I put that in. Oh no! And then, wow, this is a very big contrast to the video I was usually doing. Anyways, so I put this on, and then finally, I put in this serum. And that's apparently to hydrate my skin. And finally, I put this nice cream. It's like a moisturizer. Ready? Wow. Look how it's like so goopy. I don't know. And yeah, that's my skincare routine.
It's not only skin, but I have become more conscious about the way I dress and what's trendy. Even though I have only been here for 3 months, I currently feel the beauty standards affecting my daily life. I feel as though I need to give a performance to the public every time I walk outside. The culture's emphasis on aesthetics was starkly different to what I was used to at home. Culture in a more explicit sense was also different. The dense population of Korea has made facilities much more convenient and efficient. Convenience stores are around every corner and are open 24 hours. The transport here is highly efficient and timely. Back in Australia, my commute from home to university took at least 1.5 hours, And I took a bus, a train, and a light rail. In Seoul, I simply take one train directly to Hanyang University in front of my house for only half an hour, which is considered far here. On the trains, it's much quieter. There are seats for the elderly and the pregnant, which are rarely taken by normal public people. I see these seats empty even when the trains get extremely busy. One of my favorite passions and cultures is the dancing. Most of the dancers I look up to back in Australia were from Korea, and I've had the privilege of taking their classes. I am most fascinated at the immense skill many of these people have built from years of hard work and discipline. The classes here also seem to have much more energy and creativity that motivates me to improve myself as a dancer. I've noticed myself honing my skills as a dancer more here and determined to improve my craft. In Australia, dance is seen as merely a hobby, but here it seems to be a lifestyle. Culture is a solution to a problem. I think dance in Korea is so popular because it's a way to relieve stress and express emotion. I don't understand most classes, but a word I hear my teachers constantly say is nikkim, which means feeling. Dance with feeling. In an environment where everyone tends to hide their emotions, I think dance offers a way out of that, and that's why it's so popular. Overall, I've experienced many cultural dissonances when coming to Korea. Even though I've not been here for long, I've noticed many parts of myself changing to conform to this new environment. What I'm most curious about is how I'll behave when I return back home, whether these small changes will affect me forever or leave as quickly as it came, whether I will order an iced Americano or an oat latte.